Right, so we're just going to import the max MP5 model here, delete the old skeleton, and so we're just left with the mesh. We're going to rotate that back into place, and then we're just going to copy it, and then import back the new model right here. And so we get rid of the old mesh, and so we're just left with the old skeleton. And so we paste that back in. And so I just happen to know, because I've tried this a million times, that this bone is the one that you're going to be holding it from. And this bone, like here, this bone right there is going to be the one where you're going to be shooting from. That's where like the laser pops out and it shoots. But before you do any of that, let's set the center of the model. So we're just going to move it right over here like that. Wherever the origin thing is. There it is. Alright, so now it's all lined up. And so the last thing to do is set the armature to the new skeleton. And then we need to do its vertex group, so we get rid of these old ones. And then we're going to make a new one. So this is M4A1, right? That's the name of this bone right here. So basically, if you pose this bone, it should move the entire model around. And so the way we're going to do that is select this model here, and then you select all the vertices and assign them to this vertex group. And so now, if we take this bone and move it, you can see that the gun moves with it. So this bone right here is the magazine, and so we're gonna have to set that also. The bone is literally just called magazine, and so we'll go in the wireframe and select all the vertexes that make up the magazine and assign them there. So now, oops, if we move around this magazine bone, you can see the magazine moves with it. So the last thing we're going to do, because I'm pedantic, is we're going to do the M203 tube as well. I guess just because it's like VR and people are going to expect that kind of thing, I guess. So the bone is called M203 tube. I'll show you right there. And so now we're going to get that vertex group. So we go in the wireframe once again, select the tube. Alright, that looks good. Oops, I made a mistake. So I selected this single vertex here that wasn't supposed to be in it. But now, if we select the M203 tube bone again, which is right here, it'll move around, so that's what we want. Right, so I've assigned all the bones we need for this. And so here's where the problem starts. So if I import reload, so this is the reload animation that you'd be seeing in VR. You can see that it's going to play out normally here. So like the mag comes out, and that's exactly what we want. So we're going to go ahead and take this mesh here and export it. All right. Right, so that's our new thing, right? This is our new reference, and so we can get rid of those old ones. And now we're just going to go into the QC file here, set the body group again. Right, so that all looks good, and so this should all work perfectly. Like so, I just showed you the reload animation. So if we do the grenade animation now, we can see the tube moves, which is a cool thing. and it all works perfectly. It all works as it should. Just one more thing, we'll do shoot. So she's shooting fine, everything's working here. Alright, so with that being said, let's get the old textures in. Right. And then here's the old QC file for reference, just in case I'm missing something, because I'm here for you guys to spot it. So I'm going to go through this whole QC file, and then this whole QC file. Right. So everything is looking good. Right. There's this weird scale command here. I don't know why. So that's the bone. That bone M4A1 is where like the laser shoots out, and that's basically where your hit scan is going to be traced, I guess. So now let's go to compile it. So we just replaced it, so we'll recompile. And so here's where the problems start, okay? Because it just said cannot find bone M2032 for B-Box. But if we go in to our SMD file, we can see that that bone is there, and I just have no clue why it's not showing up. So yeah, I have no clue. So I will do the quick fix here, but I'll show you guys what's really wrong. So if we remove this line and then recompile, it'll compile, but we'll go in the Half-Life viewer, their model viewer here. As we can see, here's the model, right? Everything's looking good, but if we go to our sequences, well, first off, if we show bones, we can see that only that M4A1 bone I was talking about earlier is visible here. If we go to sequences and go to reload, why is the mag not getting out? Right? It's because none of the other bones are here. The only bone is this MP5 or the M4A1 that covers the whole model. And so if we do grenade also, the tube doesn't move like we showed it would. But if we're in Blender, we import an animation, it works perfectly. So I have no clue what's going on here.